Hello everyone. Very good morning to all of you, and we are back with a program on Python. We have seen in our previous videos and that we can implement the controller structures in Python using an if-else statement. So for all those who haven't seen this video in our previous video lectures, we are providing a link on the top right side. You can click that link and you can see the video on the control structures, which actually explains the use of the if, the elif and the else part, as well as it also explains you the concept of how we are going to implement the switch case using a match statement in Python. So in this program, in this video, we are going to learn about how to reverse a 5-digit number using an if-else statement. So the objective, and because we are using it in a number, so objective of this particular program is to write a Python code to reverse a 5-digit number and check if the reverse number is same as the original number. Okay, so this can be done in multiple ways. Okay, this can be done in a multiple ways. The first thing is how we can do. We can actually what we can do, we can have a number. Suppose we are having a number. Okay, now we can keep it as a number, and we can do the we can check whether this, or we can convert this into string, and we can do this, or we can convert this number into a list, suppose, and we can do this. With these two things, we can do, we can use iterations, right? Or we can use the reverse function, or we can use slicing, right, to check this thing, that whether the number can be reversed and whether we can have this. But the condition here says, there's a condition with this particular type of code. It says you cannot change the data type of the number. That means this thing that you are reading it from the user has to be a number. So if it's a number, okay, then it is not iterable. It is not iterable. Okay, this thing is not iterable. That means you cannot perform iterations using the number, and you cannot use the function called reverse, or you cannot do slicing as well on this number, right? So how we are going to check whether a number, how can we are going to reverse a number if you cannot use these two options? Okay, so when using these two options, the thing is bit easier. But by using this as a number, we need to take certain steps, certain other stages. So what are the different type of steps which help us to reverse a number? And at the same time, after reversing a number, we want to make sure that the number is same as the original number. If it is said, if it is, we will print the number is same as the original number, and if it is not, we will again print this number is not equal to the reverse of that number. Okay, so let us see the steps involved in performing this program. So the step involved in performing this program is step number 1 says we read a 5-digit number. Okay, the second state, save the number into a variable. Okay, now we will why we are doing this, we will be explaining you once when we see the program. But as of now, if you have two options, either to choose this or not to choose this. Okay, you can also opt not to choose, but or either you can choose it. But the thing is, if you are doing just a reversal, you can opt for not to choose. Okay, but if you are not doing just a reversal, okay, and what you are doing, you want to check whether the number is equal to the original number or not, then in that case you have to choose it. Okay, so if you are going to perform, if this has two parts, this program has two parts. The first part says write a code for a number to reverse it. This is the first part. And the second part says check if the reverse number is same as the original number. This is the second part of that problem, right? So if you are just working on the first part, yes, you can opt not to choose it. But if you are going to do the first part and the second part together, then you have to choose this option of saving that number into a new variable. So we will see what it actually happens, how it actually does. So the third thing is you have to read the individual digits of a number, right? Now if you want to reverse a digit, you need to you can only reverse a digit when you know the place value of the number, as well as you know the face value of that number, right? So we want to find the face value of each number. And the fourth thing is, so then you have to apply the reverse logic, and finally you have to check whether two numbers are equal or not. So these are the 5 stages or steps that will help you to actually implement that particular program. Okay, now let us let us see the program itself. The program actually says here that the first step says read a 5-digit number. So we have just written here is we have written here that we want this thing, that we have used an input function, right? The input function says enter a 5-digit number. So this thing which is written here will be printed as it is on the shell or on the console of the user. So what you will see at the first stage, you will see something like enter a 5-digit number. Enter a 5-digit number. Okay, 5-digit number. Okay, I am shortening this number, but you will have this number written somewhere, right? Complete thing will become when you have this. So the cursor will be keep on blinking at this part. So at this, what you need to do at this part, what you will enter here is you will enter a value. Suppose you say I enter a value, say 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is the value that we have, and we press the enter part. So what it will do, it will copy this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the variable called num, right? Now this should carry in the, but the thing is, the input by default is a function which has a data type called string. So if I use the word called input and I assign the value that I read from this particular variable to a variable called num, what will happen? The thing that whatever thing I will read from this part will be assigned to num, but the data type will be string. Okay, input by default takes the data type as string. So the thing is, what will be the problem when we make read a value into a num variable of data type called string, that we cannot do arithmetic operations on it. Okay, we cannot divide, we cannot take boundless. Even if when we want to add two things, it will be a string format only. It will concatenate else than doing it to into addition. So that's why what we do, we have actually used a typecasting operator, and we converted the string format that is read from the input into an integer format. Okay, this conversion of string to integer is known as typecasting. It is called as typecasting. Okay, typecasting means you are converting from one data type to another data type. It converts at one data type to another data type, right? Now, which is the first data type in this case? In this case, it is the first data type is called string, and the next data type is called integer. Okay, so this is what we have done in this one step. And let us say that we have read a value called 1 2 3 4 and 5. So num now has a value 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so you understand this concept that we actually implemented. We have read a value called 1 2 3 4 and 5 from the user, and we assigned it to the variable called num. So num now has a value called 1 2 3 4 5, and this value is not a string, it is a integer value. Okay, the second step says that save this number into a variable. So what I'm doing is I am saving this number, that is 1 2 3 4 5, into a variable called num. Okay, so this is a variable called original underscore num now has a value called num, right? So by default, what is the value that is original num has? So original num now is assigned a value called 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, this is the value that original num has, right? We will see if we don't do this in a reversal, what is the thing that we'll get, and what is the problem we will face. But as of now, assign it. The third step says now break the each value. Now I want to read the face value. Okay, and I should also know the place value. So in this case, we actually understand what is the face value and what is the place value. So we know that the numbers called 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, this is at the unit digit. This is at tens place. This is at 100 place. This is at 1000 place, and this is at 10,000 place. Okay, we already know these place values, and the face value of 5 is 5, 4 is 4, 3 is 3, 2 is 2, and 1 is 1. So we need to take the face value first, because if we know the face value, then we know that how this number has been formed mathematically. What we do, we multiply this digit with the place value of 10,000. Then we multiply the face value of this digit, that is 2, with 1000. Then we multiply the face value of this digit, that is 3, with 100. Then we multiply 4 with 10, and we multiply 5 with 1. And what is this called? What we call this in mathematics? We call this as expanded form. Okay, we call this as expanded form, right? So this is how this number has been created, right? From the expanded form we get this number. So if we want to reverse that number, what we need to do, we need to do the same thing in the reverse order. That means this number should be multiplied, because this number was multiplied by the unit value. So this number should be multiplied by the highest place value. Then 4 was the second digit, it should multiply it by 1000. Then 3, because this is a middle digit, so it will be multiplied by the same value. Then I have 2 multiplied by 10, and I have 1 multiplied by 1. So if I do this is also expanded form, then I will get 5 4 3 2 1. So this is how I reverse a particular number. So my objective is to find these digits 5 4 3 2 and 1, right, individually. And now I cannot what I can't do here is, because these numbers itself are not iterable, right? They are not iterable. So what I cannot do here is I cannot iterate, even because I am using an if else, I actually cannot iterate, right, for and while loop like this. We will see, we have actually seen this in our previous videos on for and while and loops that we have done. So if somebody actually don't want actually knows what are loops, they can also do this with the loops. But the thing is, we can apply this with the loop here. because we just are focusing with that we want to reverse a digit using an if else statement. We are not going to do with a what you can say, we cannot do with the uh, uh, looping structure. So what we actually want to do here is, now what we actually do, we will what we will we had the number is 1 2 3 4 and 5. So if I do num modulus 10, that means what I am doing here is I am doing 1 2 3 4 5 modulus 10. Okay, then when we divide 1 2 3 4 5 by 10, the remainder is 5. Okay, and we are assigning this 5 to the variable called a. So this is what we did at this point. So we extracted the last digit, that is 5, that is this is the last digit, the unit place, into a variable called a. Right, this is what we have done. Now next time, what our objective should be, the objective should be reading this particular digit 4 into a variable called b. So if I again do this num modulus 10, then I will get the same number, right? Now before doing this, what we need to do, we need to reduce this number to 1 2 3 4 if I want 4 and that variable called b. So for doing this, I am using one more instruction, that is division by floor. Okay, now division by floor is 1 2 3 4 5 double slash, or division by 4 floor by 10. The division value will be, in this case, if you don't haven't studied the operators parts also, you should go back and check the operator part, those who don't know what are division by floor. But actually what this division will be, this division will give you 1 2 3 4.5. Okay, this is the value that you will get. Now if you check this out on a number line, that this 1 2 3 4.5 lies between 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 5. Okay, this is the value, and somewhere between this it lies 1 2 3 4.5. Okay, this is the value. Now it says that this division actually tells you that it will take the floor value. And what is the floor value? Floor value is this is the floor and this is the ceiling. Right? So the floor value is 1 2 3 4. So I will take only the floor value, that is 1 2 3 4. Okay, now when I have 1 2 3 4, this num, when I apply this num again, now it will not assign 1 2 3 4 5. It will use the value 1 2 3 and 4, and I do a modulus by 10. I will get a value called 4, and this is assigned to b. That's what we did. Okay, we reduced the number and then we apply the same logic of num modulus 10. Then we again reduce the number. Now if I again reduce this number, okay, then what will be the value? 1 2 3 instead of 1 2 3 4, right? It will be 1 2 3 value, and 1 2 3, when we take a modulus of 1 2 3, what we will get? We will get a value. Say when we reduce this value. Suppose I rewrite this. Now when we do num double slash 10, so it will be 1 2 3 4 double slash 10, or double slash means division by floor. Then it will get 1 2 3. Now when I do again num, because I want to read the third number. Now it will be 1 2 3 modulus 10. Then I will get 3 assigned to C. So C will have a value called 3, B will have a value called 4, A will have a value called 1. no 5. Likewise, this statement, what it does, it will reduce it again further to num to 12, right? So d will have a value called num is 12. 12 modulus 10 will give you 2. Now what this value of num is reduced to, this num now becomes 1. Then this 1 modulus 10 will give you 1, right? 1 modulus 10. Whenever this thing is more, the domain is more than this number, the number gets it back. Okay, so I have E has a value called 1, D has a value called 2, C has a value called 3, B has a value called 4, and A has a value called 5. And now what is the value of num? When we divide 1 by 10, I will get a value called num as 0. Okay, so what is the value that are left with me? Num is 0. Okay, so this is how we actually implement, we read the different digits of a number using a modulus operator as well as division by floor operator. Okay, now come to the next part of this program. It says that when you have values, so let me put it there, A, B, C, D and E and num. Okay, so these are the values. So A has a value called 5, B has a value called 4, C has a value called 3, D has a value called 2 and E has a value called 1, and num was at the value called 0. Okay, now what we want that in order to reverse it, we have to change the place values of each face value. So initially the face value or the place value of A was 1. In this case, now this is the initial, this is initial digit. Now the final digit, what we want this at a 10,000. Now we want 4 at 1000, we want this at 100, we want this at 10, and we want this at a unit place. So what we do, we multiply A with 10,000, B with 1000, C with 100, D with 10 and E with 1. So if we change the place values, we will get a reverse number. Okay, so we will have this number. What will be the number? We change A by 5 because we have A as 5, B as 4, C as 3, D as 2 and E as 1. So this number will come out to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Till this point you are getting a number. So if we print this, what will have, it will print the reverse of the number. This is the string that is there in double quotes. It will print something like this. Then it will take the original number. Now at this point, let us understand, instead of the original number, if we have used this term called num, right, is reverse number. So what will be printed? The reverse of the number num is reverse num. Now it will fill this value with this number, right, and this value will be changed by the executive number. The reverse number is this one, right, and what is the value of num? It is this one. So what will be printed? The string that will be printed will be the reverse of the number 0 is 54321, which is wrong. Okay, why it is wrong? Because we have actually what we have seen here is, we have seen that actually we have reduced this num eventually by doing multiple divisions by floor. What we are doing here is we are changing this num eventually to 0. Okay, that's why we have to store it somewhere before we start execution. That is the reason we are actually storing that number, because we are going to reduce that particular number. We are going to reduce that particular number from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the original number. Then we reduce it to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we reduce it to 1, 2, 3. Then we reduce it to 1, 2. Then we reduce it to 1, and finally it becomes 0, right? So that's why we actually use the original number as a variable, right? And now if we And now if we actually execute this, then in that case what will happen is this original number will be the initial number, that is 1 2 3 4 and 5. So it will now, if we use the original number, it will say the reverse of the number 1 2 3 4 5 is 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, this is the first mistake that we actually do. Okay, even if we don't, if we want to print the reverse number is rev underscore number, the thing will be printed. Okay, now the bigger mistake comes here. Okay, if we don't use it, then what will be the issue? Okay, let me explain you. If we actually don't do, we see one use case, we have seen it, that we have seen the use case that if we don't use original, if we don't save it into original number, then what will happen? Okay, the second thing is when we actually don't use it. So if I actually have this num here, again reverse number is 524321, and if we don't have the original number and instead of original number we actually use num, then this number is 0. So reverse is equal to num will always be false. So even if you have a number like 11211, okay, this is the number which actually read from this side or this side is the same, right? But even if this number is reversible, if we have a number as this and reverse number as, again it will come 11211, you will always get this particular else case, right? Why? Because eventually when you have this number, it will, the number will be reduced to 0, and we compare these two, the condition will always be false. Okay, that's why we actually use this statement of original number. So now in this case, what is happening is we match the reverse number with the original number. If the number is something like this 11211, it will always print that the reverse number is equal to the original number, else in all the other cases the number and its reverse are not equal. So we will see two examples. Suppose the number was 12345. In this case, because the reverse number will be 54321, they will not be equal. And if the number is 11211, the reverse is also, this is the number, so the reverse is also 11211. So in this case both the number are equal, so the thing prints both the number are equal. Hope this program is clear about why and how we actually do a reversal using if else, and why we save a number before executing the logic. Okay, and if you want just to print the particular thing and you don't want to refer the original number, you do not want to save it. Okay, it's fine. But if you want to display the original number as well as the reverse number, in that case you have to save the original number and then use the saved copy of the original number instead of the original number. Okay, thanks very much for watching this, and hope you like this. So if you like, just share this video for others as well, for that they can also know what this thing is all about. Thank you very much.